Welcome to SAP Knowledge in a Nutshell. Today we will be setting up Xiting Times for a productive test simulation. Unlike most other XAMS modules, Xiting Times requires specific customizing steps to work properly. In this session, we will go through the necessary steps to configure your testing scenario. Almost all of the necessary preparation steps can be completed in the Xiting Times Administration cockpit. Here, we manage everything related to the productive test simulation, protected go-live, and also the emergency access management. Before you can start using Xiting Times, the following customizing steps need to be completed. Step 1. Creating the required RFC connections. The installation wizard checks if the required RFC connections already exist in your SAP system. If not, these connections can easily be created from here using the Create icon. SAP RFC connections are used to assign the reference user to the corresponding dialog user and reload the user buffer, ensuring that the reference user's authorizations become active after starting a Xiting Times session. Step 2. Creating the collector job. The collector job is needed to gather the trace results of the productive test simulation or protected go-live. Therefore, missing authorizations are written into table Xiting USR 07. This job can be maintained using the XT job wizard, where with just one click the job is created. The job automatically gets triggered and starts to collect trace data as soon as a Xiting Times session is started. All in-depth customizing settings can be set from the customizing wizard. Here we have to set the check mark to allow remote BOPs in the system. This setting is mandatory for Xiting Times to work. For the basic setup, we also recommend enabling forced logout and early termination, which are important for the execution of protected go-live, which will be covered in a future video. Apart from that, there are a lot of customizing settings for Xiting Times that we will cover in other sessions. Note that before we can move on setting up the productive test simulation, you will need reference users. If you need to create a large number of reference users, you can use the XAMS role replicator for a mass creation. Once the reference users are created, we can set them up for Xiting Times via Maintain Reference Users. In this table, we enter the corresponding users along with additional information such as the owner of the reference user and the Xiting Times mode. There are 3 modes to choose from, each with different functionalities related to what data is being traced in the background. The modes also control if the self-service feature is available or not. Simulation mode. This will be used during the productive test simulation. Possible authorization errors are written into table Xiting USR 07 for evaluation. Comparison mode. This mode is utilized during the protected go-live. Self-service is available, allowing the end users to request their old authorizations for a limited time. When the reference user is assigned, all authorization checks that are successfully covered by the reference user's authorizations are logged into table Xiting USR 07. Normal mode is used for extended access management, often referred to as Firefighter Users. In this mode, critical authorizations are granted to a user via the reference user, and the executed activities are logged into specific log files for monitoring and reviewing the performed actions. In addition to selecting the mode, we can enable approval workflows and the review feature, which is particularly relevant for extended access management. Finally, we can set a maximum time for which a reference user can be assigned to a dialog user. While this setting is typically not used for PTS, it is useful for go-live or firefighter scenarios to ensure users are only using the reference user temporarily. The last step is to map the reference users we've defined to the corresponding dialog users. This is done using Maintain Xiting Times Users. Here the mapping is done along with defining the validity period for the assignment. The reference user can only be assigned via Xiting Times during the specified period entered here. Additionally, we can specify an email distribution list to receive notifications for specific events, such as when a reference user is assigned. If this functionality is not needed, we can enter a dummy value in the email field as a placeholder since it's an optional field. Now everything's set up for the execution of a Xiting Times session. From the initial basic customizing with the respective customizing wizards to the setup of the productive test simulation by maintaining our reference and Xiting Times users. Thank you for watching. Would you like to find out more? Check out our video channel on our homepage or feel free to contact us. We will get back to you as soon as possible.